can't take nothing away from him.
He fought a hell of a fight.
He really can't. He stood in front of him, took his best shot. He was standing in the pocket, blocking, throwing back. Like, he was doing a lot of good things in there. And, you know, he gained a lot of fans tonight. I'll tell you that much for sure, 100%.
And I do think that Roach actually won the fight. I thought he outworked Tank. Thought that he threw more punches than Tank.
The fight between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. was initially expected to be a routine title defense for Davis, but it quickly turned into one of the most controversial bouts in recent boxing history.
Shit on him.
Okay.
We still got to see each other. He say he want to fight me, so we gonna fight.
But what do you think about the decision?
I thought Lamont won.
You thought Lamont won?
Following the controversial majority draw, many boxing professionals, including WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson, shared their opinions, with several siding with Roach. Stevenson, known for his analytical approach, expressed his thoughts on social media, revealing that he had bet $20,000 on Roach. Stevenson even went as far as to offer Roach a potential rematch, stating that if Roach couldn't secure a fight with Davis, he would be willing to face him himself, offering a world title shot. Commentator Jim Lampley also weighed in, calling for a rematch after Roach's impressive performance and advising Davis to take a more strategic approach, especially after such a challenging bout.
Tank won't fight the rematch. What happens with him and Shakur? How do you see that fight
Stevenson has a reputation as being the best defender in the division. He is a feared fighter because of that particular quality. If I'm Tank Davis and I'm coming off a disappointment in terms of my offensive output, I'm not going straight to the best defender in the division. I'm looking for some other fight, and I think the logical fight for him is a rematch with Lamont.
Lampley praised Roach as the best fighter at 130 pounds, asserting that he had proven his doubters wrong, and wanted Roach to continue solidifying his name as the top contender in the division.
Eyes on what he showed here tonight, which is he was a much better fighter at 135 pounds than most of us expected him to be.
Okay, who do you lean towards in Gervonta versus Shakur if that does happen? Who are you favoring?
Based on what I saw tonight, I would have to lean to Shakur.
During his live commentary, Teddy Atlas expressed disbelief when Davis took a knee during the fight, questioning why the referee did not call it a knockdown. Atlas even compared the situation to a traffic stop, suggesting Davis had talked his way out of the penalty. The controversial moment added to the widespread frustration with the officiating, which had already drawn criticism.
I think the referee started counting 8.
Whoa, what was that?
The referee's trying to figure this out. I think he's going to give him an 8 count. He went down on the knee. I guess.
Wow.
I guess
what
he
is
talked his
going
way
on?
out. I think Tank talked his way out of that. He talked his way out of a traffic ticket with the cop. The cop had him going through a red light, and he talked his way out of it.
The fight became so contentious that even Joe Rogan analyzed it, admitting that he'd never seen Lamont Roach fight before but became a fan after his performance. Rogan expressed his hope for a rematch, emphasizing that despite the draw, it was an exciting and competitive fight.
He went down on a knee. He went to the corner. He must have had Vaseline in his eye. Whatever. He went to the corner to wipe. You're not allowed to do that. I mean, we're not in the Indianapolis 500. There's no pit stops.
Wow.
I mean, really, someone's got to explain that to me.
We're heating up now.
I think the referee got talked out of it. But now they're going at it.
Brian Kuster, another analyst, noted that Davis seemed overly reliant on his knockout power, which, in his opinion, was not enough against Roach's relentless pressure and counterpunching. Kuster suggested that Davis's belief he would eventually land a fight-ending shot proved to be a miscalculation, as Roach absorbed the punches and continued to press forward.
No, I thought he felt really well. I think, you know, sometimes when you get at that level, fall in love with your own power, I think. And I think this was one of those fights where Tank thought, okay, I'm going to get him with that one-punch knockout power. And then when he found out, man, this guy is in front of me, he's taking it. I think it was too late. I thought it was disappointing that it didn't.
In the early rounds, Roach controlled the pace with his jab, moving fluidly and landing clean counter punches. While Davis had his moments, especially in the later rounds, Roach appeared to be the more dominant fighter throughout. Davis seemed to struggle against Roach's pressure, which caused some to believe Roach was the rightful winner. However, the most controversial moment came in the 9th round, when Roach landed a solid right hook and a left hand that dropped Davis to a knee. The crowd expected the referee to count a knockdown, but instead the referee allowed Davis a moment to recover after he claimed his eye was irritated from hair grease. This moment was crucial, as had the knockdown been counted, it would have likely given Roach the win.
Won the fight clearly. I mean, I didn't see Gervonta really the Gervonta that I know. I mean, I'm a big Gervonta fan, but I didn't see none of the Gervonta that I'm used to.
Isaac Cruz, another fighter, echoed similar sentiments, criticizing Davis for having an off night and emphasizing that the fight was not a draw. Cruz pointed out the referee's failure to score the knockdown and commended Roach's performance. Despite his frustration, Cruz expressed interest in seeing a rematch between the two fighters.
Así que dieron una gran pelea. Ahora sí que me sorprendió la pelea que dio Lamont Roach y bueno, fue una gran pelea para todos los aficionados.
¿Tú crees que fue un empate?
No, yo creo que no. Creo que le quedaron a deber la caída a Lamont Roach, pero bueno, decisión de los jueces y del referee que no le hizo válida la caída.
As the fight continued, both fighters gave their all, but Roach's clean counters and controlled aggression stood out. Davis did press more in the later rounds, but Roach held his ground, showcasing his skill and resilience. Demetrius Andrade acknowledged the fight's competitive nature, admitting that Roach displayed unexpected power and distance control. While unsure if Roach had done enough to secure the win, Andrade felt the draw was controversial and the decision was far from fair.
Apostó a un solo round, que a un solo golpe para poderlo noquear, y el cual Loma venía muy bien preparado, muy bien concentrado en el plan de trabajo. Y bueno, creo que a Tank le faltó presionar, tirar más golpes para ser más contundente y que se viera más efectivo a la hora de la victoria.
¿Te gustaría ver una revancha entre ellos?
Pues estaría muy agradable. Ahora sí que la primera estuvo muy buena. Yo creo que la segunda.
Terence Crawford also weighed in on the fight, questioning why Davis's knee-taking moment wasn't ruled a knockdown. He compared it to a similar situation in Floyd Mayweather's bout against Carlos Hernandez, where Mayweather's knee was counted as a knockdown despite not being caused by a punch. Crawford was firm in his belief that Roach had been robbed of a victory.
Lamont Roach, that's probably the biggest thing that's disappointing, because that's 2 points right then and there. I thought it was interesting that most of the 2 of the 3 judges had, Gervonta up after 6 rounds.
Despite the controversy, the official scorecards resulted in a majority draw. One judge had Davis winning 1-1-5, 1-1-3, while the other 2 had it 1-1-4, 1-1-4. Roach, visibly frustrated but composed, believed he had clearly outboxed Davis in several rounds and should have won. Fans and analysts alike criticized the decision, with many pointing to the referee's failure to call the 9th round knockdown as a pivotal mistake that robbed Roach of his chance at a title.
Came in ready, prepared to fight, and he showcased that. And man, we had a good fight overall. It was a good IQ fight.
In all honesty, do you think Roach pulled it off?
I'm not going to say that. I don't think that the draw is good, Other than that, it was a great fight. We'll love to see it.
In the aftermath, Showbiz and other analysts noted how Roach had proven his critics wrong, showcasing toughness, strategy, and skill. Despite the controversial outcome, it remains to be seen whether Davis will give Roach a rematch. Davis dismissed the idea post-fight, claiming, "I won that fight, ain't no need for a rematch." While Roach made it clear he wanted another shot, stating, "Everyone knows I won. I'll run it back anytime, anywhere."
Two-tone Showbiz. I'm like, come on, all right. They don't know nothing about boxing.
What? I'm gonna tell you this. I got cooked. Roach, you cooked. You right. You right. That was my bad. I really ain't got. Only thing I can say to you, Roach, my bad. You ain't got to see me, dog. What you did with Tank, you ain't got to see me, dog.
Paulie Malignaggi criticized Davis's career trajectory, pointing out that despite his numerous pay-per-view appearances, Davis has yet to defeat an elite opponent. Malignaggi believed Roach should have been awarded the victory outright, citing the referee's mistake and its impact on the scorecards.
I've never seen a guy with this many pay-per-view headliners have not a single Hall of Famer on his resume. Not a single win on Gervonta Davis's resume will make you look at it like, wow, like maybe Jose Pedraza.
Malignaggi acknowledged that a draw was not the worst possible decision, but argued that Lamont Roach should have won outright due to a crucial mistake by the referee. He pointed out that 2 judges had the fight even, but if the referee had correctly ruled Gervonta Davis's knee touch as a knockdown, Roach would have won by a single point on 2 of the scorecards.
I don't think the draw is the worst decision in the world. I think, you know, obviously Lamont overperformed here, or at least the look is that he overperformed. But I'll tell you where robbery can come into play. 2 scorecards were even. There's a knockdown not given to Lamont Roach.
Malignaggi referenced Floyd Mayweather's fight against Carlos Hernandez, where Mayweather took a knee due to an injured hand and the referee counted it as a knockdown. He stated that the same rule should have applied to Davis, and the failure to enforce it ultimately robbed Roach of a victory.
Let's remember when Mayweather did this against Carlos Hernandez years ago when his hand hurt, the referee counted him. So that was counted as a knockdown. Steve Willis is supposed to count that as a knockdown. And if Steve Willis counts that as a knockdown, Lamont wins by 1 point on 2 scorecards. And that knee that Gervonta Davis took ends up becoming the difference on the scorecard.
The Davis versus Roach fight will go down as one of the most debated results in recent boxing history. While the judges ruled it a draw, most observers saw Roach as the rightful winner. The controversial 9th round non-call only added fuel to the fire, making many question the integrity of the officiating. While the official decision did not declare Lamont Roach Jr. the winner, Paulie Malignaggi believed Roach was the real victor in terms of performance. He emphasized that Roach's display of skill, toughness, and ring control stood out the most, making him the fighter who truly won the night. Despite the judge's ruling, Malignaggi said, "I think the draw is controversial, but I think Lamont Roach wins the night. I think his performance wins the night." This fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. will be talked about for a long time. With all the controversy, the biggest question now is whether Davis will give Roach a rematch. Would a second fight settle the debate, or did Roach already prove he was the better man that night? What do you think? Did Lamont Roach do enough to win, or was the draw the right call? Let us know your thoughts.